Hey everyone, this is Cam15 and I'm back with another video, and this is great news. Um First, sorry for being super late on this video again. Um I was busy with a bunch of things last week with which included homework, so I never could find the time to make a good time to make this video. But this news hit directly Friday afternoon, something like that. It was trending for like literally the rest of the day on Friday because of how groundbreaking this news is. And this news is that Spider-Man is coming back to the MCU. Sony and Marvel came to an agreement, and he is now back. He is now back home where he rightfully belongs, where he should have always been. And he should have never, this should have never been a huge drama fest of, you know of this proportion. You know Thank you. Or let me get something first out the way. First, let me say this: thank you, Marvel. Thank you, Sony, for getting your heads out of your butts, realizing you need to continue the story, and you know making sure this character keeps going on strong. Now, there's some people that are like, they're like, why did they have to come to agreement now? Well, there's some people that are overjoyedly happy. Um, I'm happy. I'm one of those people that are overjoyedly happy about this news, because when this news broke out that he was going to be leaving the MCU, like, there was so much backlash, and people can be like, oh, you know, you how are people blaming freaking Sony in this part when it was really Disney's fault? Look, at the end of the day, I said in my like last Spider-Man issue video or whatever, I said, both companies are to blame at fault, because both of them are being too greedy over a certain character that is, you know, really popular, and the fact that both, organizations or both companies can't come to an agreement over a character to, have the fans be happy about and have a good time watching him in, movie theaters on the big screen. It's like, it makes no sense how these two companies don't understand this. You're both making money together regardless, then you would be apart. The end of the goal is making money. And if you can make money off this one property, guess what? It doesn't. You're only helping yourselves. And guess what? The fans will pay the hard-earned cash to go into a movie theater that is probably freaking, at $13 a ticket. Almost really go up in there and pay at least $20 or more if for a movie, that they want to support, for a franchise they want to support. And the fact that these companies couldn't come to agreement and not think of the fans, stuff like that. Sometimes some of these people need to just think of the fans from marketing standpoints. If something works, keep it going. Don't stop. Like I said, if Sony wants to start their little, Spider Verse, you know, Venom verse, whatever, and guess what? Maybe they can come down to the road, be like, Sony can ask Disney, hey, can we start moving these Venomverse films into the MCU as a whole and have connections to Spider-Man? So then, guess what? It's one whole shared universe, and it only, makes the universe, the MCU, bigger, and stuff like that. Now, some people are like, well, as long as you end off the Spider-Man character and Sony wants to take him back, fine. If you want to end off his character and take Spider-Man back into the Sonyverse or whatever that is they got going on over there, I'll be fine. I'll be still disappointed that stuff like that. But if they can finish off the Peter Parker story in the MCU, Sony has all the right to take him back and do whatever they want with the character. Now, personally, I still think Marvel should really own him, get the rights back somehow. But whatever. That's just gonna have to be a thing. I'm happy from the standpoint that he's back in the MCU. We finally get a freaking third Spider-Man film in a really consistent trilogy, because I don't know how, Sony was going to make the third Spider-Man film with no ties to the MCU. It'd just be impossible to do. And technically, I guarantee you, if they stayed in the Sony verse and they still made that movie, no ties to the MCU, I think that movie would get a lot of critique on it, just from the standpoint things wouldn't make sense. Um, we can continue the storyline, especially with the cliffhanger in Far From Home. Now it makes me want to actually go get the freaking DVD for Far From Home, which is coming out Tuesday, just to let you guys know. So that makes me happy. Makes me happy. But other than that, that's all I have to say for, you know, this huge announcement that we got. Um, it's just crazy to finally believe that, finally we're gonna get that third Spider-Man movie, and maybe even more. Now the sharing arrangement is basically different. Disney will now be getting 25% of revenue sales from Spider-Man and stuff like that. Looks like other, like, I think retaining rights of, like, I guess TV shows or something like that. I didn't really look. I forgot about the whole deal, but 25% good enough. That's what I was saying. Like, if Disney can just ask for like 25%, it should be good enough. 25 to 30% should be fine. Yeah, okay. It's whatever. Now again, I shouldn't be getting too comfortable, because even though he's gonna get his third movie, and they did say he's gonna be in another, I guess, MCU movie, which is probably gonna be another team up movie, whether it's another Avengers movie or something like that. The next thing is, we already know we're gonna have this situation again, where Sony and Marvel or Sony and Disney are going to have to come to another term of deals for this sharing arrangement. Now, hopefully, when that time comes, they'll handle it much more better than this recent go around. And who knows? If Disney likes what they're making off of this 25%, I think that's fine enough. Personally, I think 25% should be fine. I think for both companies, especially Sony, they can be like, look, let's just have the same thing. It worked fine. Look, let's keep the fans happy. Let's not have a fuss over this issue like we did, like, say how many years back we had. Um, you know, when they have the discussion later on in the future. So, you know, at least they'll be prepared in that aspect to be like, let's do this for the fans now. Let's not be greedy. Let's keep. How about this? We keep the same sharing agreement. Fine by that. And guess what? You can get the inclusions of characters from what we started off with and include them. And guess what? You can still make even more bigger movies, like in live action into the Spider Verse movie. I'm personally down for that. And if you have, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and even Tom Holland Spider Man side by side, that will be great. That will be great. I want a live action Into the Spider Verse film. Um, but other than that, another thing, Tom Holland's reaction on Instagram to that, um, to the news, it was an amazing post. That was probably like one of the best posts in Instagram history. He just posted something, I think, from the movie Wolf of Wall Street, where it had Leonardo DiCaprio, saying basically like he's staying and stuff like that. And it was a pretty, cool post by Tom Holland. And if anything, he's happy that he's back in the MCU. So I'm really glad for him as well as all the other cast members of, the Spider-Man, Homecoming series and stuff like that. Now the third movie is gonna get a release date of June 16th, 2021. So that's literally right around the corner, as well as it puts it into the Phase 4 timeline. So I guess for people that were disappointed in Phase 4, I guess you have a movie to look forward to in Spider-Man, wherever that movie's going to be called. So, I guess you can't really say Phase 4 is going to be all that bad. I just think I think personally, for the people that say Phase 4's lineup isn't that good, I think it's because, one, some of the shows, some of the things that were on the Phase 4 timeline is Disney Plus shows, and some people might not want to play, whatever money they have to pay for just to see the shows. Um, Two, I get you have just some of the new things, just mostly just new characters like Shang-Chi. I'm not I don't know if I'm gonna check it out, but you know I think also people are just with the announcement of the Fantastic Four and the X-Men are now gonna be in the MCU. You know, I think fans got their hopes too high for Fantastic Four and all these movies that they know is gonna come. It's just gonna take its time, like Black Panther 2 and stuff like that, and and Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I think people are just too antsy to wait for those films. Yet when they got to get through certain of some of the certain things, like really, were we really, if you go back, were we really excited for an Iron Man movie? Not really. Buzz didn't get ready for. There was not a lot of buzz. There was buzz for the Iron Man movie when it was coming out, but like wasn't buzz where it is now, where almost every movie MCU movies has to be like good, otherwise something else. Plus, I think it's the fact that the fans are just not ready for a new story. I say I have my 100% belief that the MCU is going to do good even after Endgame. So, like I said, you have things to be looking forward to. It's just building blocks. But other than that, Spider-Man's back in the MCU. I'm happy and stuff like that. But other than that, this has been Camper 15. Till then, I'm going to make the next video, probably right after this, because I have a lot of videos I have to, kick out and stuff like that. But till then, see you guys on the next video.